Nick World, welcome to another episode of Delusional Knicks Fan Network, where we bring you that Knicks content that you need. OT thriller, Knicks pulled out a tight one against the Charlotte Hornets. Mind you, Charlotte Hornets did not have Lonzo Ball, did not have Terry Rozier, or what is his name? Cody Martin, the twin. And we still was forced to go into overtime. We were up by 12 in the fourth quarter. Then we went down by 5 with less than 2 minutes left. Knicks was able to score some baskets to force overtime, and we squeezed out a victory. Close one. Let's kind of jump right into the action with these Knicks, man. These Knicks. So, I want to start with Jalen Brunson. We've been talking about Jalen Brunson all summer with the Knicks and what he can do. I stated before, he's going to be the Chris Paul floor general. A lot of people was like, no, he can't be. He's a Kyle Lowry. He's this and he's that. How could he be Chris Paul? He's his own man. I get all that. JB is the truth. JB is real. As you can see, he wanted to take these last second buckets to close the game out. Why? Because his bag is bigger than Julius' bag. And I'm talking about offensive. His bag is bigger than RJ's bag. Because he's not limited to going to the left side as much. JB game, his bag, he got a lot of stuff in his bag. I do want to talk about my man. Look at this. Mitch, please. Mitch putting up numbers, man. I told you, if Mitch gets some minutes, he's going to put up Defensive Player of the Year numbers. Or at least be in the category, which he did today. He got my Defensive Player of the Year vote, 100%. The team basketball was perfect. So let's kind of jump into the stats. The stats is pretty much where it's at for me. Let's pull up the stats. So RJ. Pardon me. So with RJ, he's trying to prove that he's worth the bag. RJ, I stated in the last video, take a page out of Julius. Julius got the bag, then he started to play out of his zone, meaning that he trying to do too much, you're forcing the issue. He took a step back. He said he watched some Euro basketball and realized, I'm not going to force the issue, ball movement. Julius is balling, even though he didn't have a great game, stat wise, percentage wise. Still overall played great for us. But RJ, take a book out of Julius' page. You don't have to force the issue. 9 for 21, sir. Yes, you 42%. You still jacking. Look at those threes, RJ. You 0 for 5, bro. Yes, you made these clutch free throws. Clutch. Even though you should have handed that off to Brunson, you made the clutch free throws. I'm happy you still are clutch J for us, whatever. But take a page out of Julius' numbers. With Julius was 7 for 19. He realized, okay, I'm not getting my calls. I'm missing my shots. I'm going to do other things. Of course, he's grabbing the rebounds. He's not trying to do too much. He's playing in his game. He's playing within his game. Mitch, blockless monster. Mitch, what more can I say? Your plus minus should be high, but I'm looking at it right now. It's only an 8. But you had 9 points. You have 5 fouls. 2 fouls, which was perfect. 6 blocks, 8 rebounds, 6 defensive. You rarely get them defensive. And you had 2. Your free throws 1 for 2. I take that. 4 for 4, 100%. I take that. But it's the 37 minutes for me. 37 minutes. Mitch playing 37 minutes and not looking tired out there and not committing fouls. That shows you what he put in that time this offseason to work out on his conditioning. He's coming in healthy. So a lot of that plays a role. And Mitch is doing his thing. But JB, I feel like every week we're talking about Jalen Brunson. And I figure every game we're going to talk about Jalen Brunson. Because look at this man. 66.7% field goal. 40% from three. 100% from the line. That's 50. That's the elite scores 50, 40, 90. JB with 13 assists, career high. 27 and 13. With 3 turnovers, 2 fouls. What's that, Jay-Z? What more can I say? There's nothing more you can say about JB. JB's that man. Now, the rest of the crew, Evan Fournier played a solid game for us because I was questioning what do we need Evan Fournier for. But his three-point shooting, and he can still give you buckets occasionally. But he fouled out. And the rest of the team played solid for us. Solid. Team basketball. Solid. Derrick Rose. I was itching for Derrick Rose to get in the game in the late half. Just to control that craziness in the fourth quarter. I truly believe if you brought in Derrick Rose to kind of ease, because we couldn't score. We couldn't defend. So Tibbs, come on, Tibbs. I'm still questioning your coaching. A lot of people's going for your head. I'm trying to hold on for you. I'm trying. But that's not how we're going to do it, though. I do want to bring up the defense real quick. Defense has been slacking. We commit too many fouls. We literally lead the league in fouls. So what that tells you, we're moving our hands instead of our feet. There's been a couple of plays on these high pick and rolls where players get stuck. 2 players get stuck with 1 player. The player gets to the rack. That's not going to be helpful. That's not Tibbs' defense. I know that. I see him huffing and puffing on the sidelines. And it's crazy. I want to be happy. But in order for us to be elite, we have to clean these things up, especially committing fouls. Move your feet, shuffle your feet. There's been times where, like you said, the pick and rolls where the 2 bigs, where it's like, okay, switch. Well, how are we not switching when it's the 2 bigs? They get stuck. Player gets to the rack. I don't want to hear that. Or on another defensive end is where, Smith pretty much is backing down Brunson. Mitch comes to help out. Nobody's rotating to help out Mitch, man. It's easy bucket. So certain things that we got to clean up on the defensive end. That's my biggest issue is really our defensive end of us fouling, getting these guys to the line. Luckily, we're still winning these games. Why? Because our offense and team offense is elite. It's elite. I'm not even worrying about us scoring buckets because we can score. We got players to score. Tibbs need to pretty much get these players in and it'd be no issue. Another big issue is finding minutes for Obi Toppin. We got to find minutes for Obi. We literally leaving Obi. Obi had, I'll look at the stats real quick. Obi Toppin had 13 minutes, 3 for 6 from the field goal, 3 for 4 from 3. What's going on? Let me bring the stats so you can see it, guys. 13 minutes. Obi was on fire. Okay? What are we going to do? That's the biggest issue. I think that's probably a video on its own, even though I did the Obi versus Julius video. But Julius is pushing the envelope, and we're going to be stuck with Julius for more years. Why? Because if he continues to play like this, Tibbs is not going to get rid of him. Even if he's still not knocking down threes, which he's taking less of. Smart. He's smart. 3 for 4. It's very questionable. And then even it's so crazy. IQ is still putting up his 11 points, but he's getting it in a short stint of time. What are we gonna do? Literally, what are we gonna do? Cam was forced to play those additional minutes because Fournier fouled out. What are we gonna do? Because if we make a big trade, the only trade I see happening is obviously us giving up, and it's gonna suck. But we're gonna have to give up Quick and Opie, because where the minutes is gonna come from? So we're organization is in a tight spot. But my Knicks, man, I do want to give it up for my Knicks, for putting in work, for effort, energy, which was dying on a defensive end. Fourth quarter, but OT we picked it up. Tibbs obviously was spitting in people's face, and we got the job done. There's another stat I do want to look at. It's pretty much season leaders. So the Knicks are in 5th in points per game. That tells you our offense is good. Team ball movement. It's crazy that Charlotte Hornet was at first. So maybe that's why they gave us trouble. Roughly, it's only 4 games in, so I don't want to jump the gun. But then at rebounds per game, so that means we're collectively 51, which is pretty much somewhat tied with OKC. But look at that. We're scoring. We're grabbing rebounds. We should win every game if that's the case. Surprisingly, we're not in assists. I thought we were doing pretty good in the assist column. Okay, so we are 9th. I'll take it. I will take it at 9th in assist. See in blocks. Okay, yeah, we're not even in the top 10. We're not even. Yeah, no. Okay, I shouldn't even showed y'all that. It's all positiveness, all good stuff. All good stuff. So. Knicks, man, let's continue. Next game is Friday against Milwaukee. I stated that the Knicks will go 2 and we would on the weekly we would go 3-1. I stated we would go 3. Did I say 3-1? Yeah, because it's a 4-game slate. 3-1. We got Milwaukee on Friday, and Sunday we got Cleveland. And I said we're gonna lose to Milwaukee because it's tough. Milwaukee just beat the Nets. And the Nets got better players than us. But they're probably not playing team basketball like we are. And then we have Cleveland. That Cleveland game is going to be something too. Knicks, 3-1. Don't disappoint. 3-1. So far, we're halfway there. Knicks go 3-0 at home. We're going to solidify ourselves as one of the dominant team. We're making the playoffs. I already stated that. I should put a video while the Knicks going to make the players, but we already know that. And that's JB. JB for most improved player. It's going to happen. Deuces.
Do it if I say so. I'ma do it for the pesos. I fell in love with the bass load. I fell in love with the bass load. See the ops staying playing.